now.
So a good evening, everyone. Massive welcome to you all to our big mega masterclass tonight, which is 6 simple ways to a profitable online business, even alongside your 9 to 5. Now, your host tonight is myself, Charlotte Barrett, and Grace Nelson, and we are the co-founders of One Less Stress Connect. What we do over at One Less Stress Connect is we work with entrepreneurs, particularly who are building their business alongside the 9 to 5, to create a profitable online business, ensure that they have the clarity, more income, and they're able to manage their time so that they can really plan a clear exit plan. We're really excited about tonight's class because we are bringing the fire, guys. We've got so much content. It's not one of those webinars that's going to be filled with fluff. We've got some real simple steps we want to implement, show you guys, and we want you to take away from tonight and go and implement. So let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. Yes, we ain't about the fluff. I can guarantee you that. So if you just bear with me. So our goal today, what are we up to today? So Charlotte and I, we want to share with you our proven strategies, so things that we've tried and tested, we've tweaked, we've pivoted, but these are things that actually work for us currently in order to skyrocket your income by at least an extra 1K a month. Now, as Charlotte said in the intro, we serve entrepreneurs who want to build successful online businesses. And most of the people that we work with are still in their 9 to 5, and they want to transition smoothly into their business. So imagine earning that extra 1K a month on top of what you already earn in your 9 to 5 job. Also, we want to give you the know-how and confidence in order to convert your leads or prospects into clients while still in a job. And then lastly, ensure that you leave today's masterclass feeling sure that you actually have the clarity to go forward and grow an online business so that in time you can start to match or even replace your income in 2019. Okay.
Absolutely. And I've just seen in the chat box, Anishka's just said she could absolutely do with an extra 1K. We all could. So that is what tonight is about, making sure you can get that plus. So we want to help you go from where you are right now. When Grace and I think back to our journey a few years ago, we know this is actually how you're feeling. And when we welcome and onboard new clients, everyone literally is in the same place. Like, you are feeling frustrated. You've got this vision, you've got this idea, you've got this business, and you know it can work, and you are stuck somewhere you don't want to be. And quite often what happens is, because of all these ideas, all of these moving pieces together, you don't know how to fit it together, and you're just completely overwhelmed. And sometimes that overwhelm can lead to like really unhappiness, because you know you've got to do something, you're not sure how, and then the to-do list just seems to get bigger and bigger. We want to help you go from really confused, how to make it happen, and stuck. That feeling of being stuck, we so remember it, where you've got all these pieces of the puzzle and you're like, okay, but how do I go from here to here? So tonight, as Grace has said, our goal is to move you from that to the next step.
Yes, indeed. One moment. Oh, sorry. Look at me skipping. So that's where we want to move you from. But where are you going to? That's your point A, but where's point B? So point B is all about a place whereby you have crystal clear clarity. It's just it's like a breakthrough moment when you get to that point whereby you're about to embark upon an exciting new journey, and the road ahead of you seems much more clearer than where you were maybe a couple of weeks ago, when you had, you were toying with so many ideas, you didn't know how to put it all together, and you didn't know how to make it into an actual profitable business model. This is where we want to move you to, because there's thousands upon millions of people with great ideas, but they just don't know how to make money from it. Also, we want to get you to a place where you're feeling confident to step into your business, to announce to your family, to your friends, and even to new people coming into your network that, yes, I am an entrepreneur, I am a business owner, I am the CEO of XXX. We want to get you to that place whereby you're confident to speak about what you want to do and your journey as well. We also want to get you excited about your business. It's all about waking up and just feeling excited, just to jump on the laptop, to speak to people, to go to networking events, connect with new people, and keep on saying to others, yes, this is me, this is my business. We want you to constantly have that excitement when you're going out there. And then lastly, to enjoy making money. Now that might seem crazy, you know, having that extra money coming into your bank account. You think, you know, why wouldn't I enjoy that? But we want to get you to a place whereby you're so clear, so confident in your journey, in the path ahead, that making money it's a no-brainer. It's so simple, and you're not afraid to say to people, this is what I charge for the value that I give. Everything just feels good, it feels right, and you are in alignment with what you do. Oh.
Yeah. So as we move on to the next slide, we are going to be offering you guys something so exciting towards the end of the webinar. For those of you that really want to make this happen, that you want to get to that destination point B, which Grace has just described, and it's so possible for every single one of you and beyond. So stay tuned towards the end, and we will be sharing an amazing offer for you.
So this is for you. So you're in the right place. If you are in the early stages, in terms of you've just got a business idea, or you've been running a business for a while and just can't seem to get it off the ground, or maybe you find yourself constantly saying that you don't have the time, you don't have the clarity, you're feeling overwhelmed at the moment, you're coming home feeling tired, you're feeling drained, you just don't know how to actually put everything together and work your time so that you can actually launch the business of your dreams. You're feeling stuck, you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling stagnant, all of the things that Charlotte mentioned in the beginning. You haven't been able to put the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle together in order to see the growth that you truly want. That growth whereby you can start to match your current JOB income and start to build on that, start to scale and leverage your money. Or you've been building a business alongside a JOB and you don't know how to make it work. You've been to every single webinar out there. You've downloaded every single PDF, gone to live seminars, online seminars, you name it, you've done it, but still it doesn't seem to work for you, okay? This is the online training that is going to just dismiss all of that, and we're actually going to get something working for you.
Yep. So we know how precious time is, and we want to make sure that you're only here if this is the right place for you. So this webinar definitely is not for you if you are happy where you are and you want to continue staying perhaps in your JOB. You've got no visions to build an empire that is authentic to yourself, and you actually, you've decided that where you are right now is where you want to be. So we are so about not wasting time. So if that sounds like you, then feel free to leave the webinar. No hard feelings. We want to make sure the people that are ready to take on this teaching and implement it are here, because we're going to be giving you a ton of value.
Yes, definitely. So to start off, Charlotte and I want to know, why are you here? What has compelled you or drawn you to come onto today's live training? Please do pop in the live chat, and then Charlotte and I can view and sort of gauge why exactly you're here. So, and then let me just bring the chat box. So guys, why are you here? What's drawn you here? Is it that, yes, you started a business? Yes, you may have a few clients, but you're not actually making much money in your business. You haven't even hit your first 1K month. Or is it that you haven't even, found your first client, your first paying client? What is it that has drawn you to today's online training? We would love to know. So please pop it in the live feed.
Absolutely. So we've got Arisha said, want to find my first client, that one cut off. We've got Monica said, have implemented your training before launching this week. Fabulous. Oh, the chats have just cut off. Grace, you may be able to see.
Yeah, so Arisha said she wants to find her first client and be more productive. Excellent, yeah. I know there's probably a lot in this space that are at that point now whereby they've got the tools or mechanics in place, might need a bit of rejigging, but they want to find their first paying client, because that's when your business actually comes alive, once somebody actually enters into that transactional relationship with you. Monique has said that she's implemented our training from before, launching this week. Excellent, excited, her e-commerce store, but she wants to get a refresher to help her grow her business. No problem. This is an excellent refresher, so we can go through, and as you have more questions, Monique, please do chime in. And Anushka said she's got a new business idea, but really wants to get knowledge and good knowledge of people who can talk and reach from their own experiences, which you guys definitely can teach. Oh, sorry, I've read that wrong. Which you guys can definitely teach. Okay, you're in the right place, Anushka. Can't wait to hear more about your business idea. And Marvell has said to build to replace the income and build a team.
Amazing. You are all in the right place. So thanks for sharing as well. And Monica said yes to a team. A team is something we do teach as part of our four-part framework for success. So guys, it's going to be exciting a seminar, and I'm sure some of those reasons why you're here is going to be answered. Now, what I want to speak to you about firstly is, often when we start with clients or when people come to our webinars or showcases, the thing that is stopping them moving from A to B is getting an income. And it's related to how it feels. So what we would love to know is, you can put in the chat box, and we'll move past this due to time, but what feels hard about growing your income right now? We'd love to know, and see if we can put some solutions. Feel free to put that in the chat box, and we will continue with the seminar. So what feels hard about growing your income right now?
Yes, please do chime in and let me know. There's a few others trying to jump on, so just bear with me.
Yeah, what often does come up when it comes around to income, so sometimes people get so passionate about their business that they go in to start in, and they forget that money is the most important thing of why you're growing your business as well. So I've just, Marvell said time finding the clients. Okay, so time is one of Grace and I's expertise, and we're going to talk about that as well, about a bit further on as part of the 6 principles we're going to teach. And it is absolutely, time is something we hold in our head as a way to stop us from moving forward. Rebecca has said system to work through. Grace and I are all about the system, so you're so in the right place. Monica said getting your business in the right places. So we're going to go through strategy today. We're going to go through some ways to implement it, and Grace and I always have a system, because we know how important, you guys have little time. It's important to know what the next step leads on to the next step in order to grow your business and get your income in right now.
So true. So, oh, sorry, Charlotte, were you going to say something?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
So you're probably, for those of you that are new to Mistress Connect and Grace and I, you may be wondering who we are. So myself on the screen, I'm Charlotte. I'm one of the co-founders of this brand. A little bit about me: I am a mum to a 10-year-old. And I'm currently also 6 months pregnant with my second child at the moment. So guys, I can tell you, time, you can make things happen. Thank you, Monique. She just said congrats. I'm also, thank you, Anushka as well. I'm also a business coach and mentor, and I'm a business owner with over a decade's worth of business experience. So I'm now 34. I started my business journey at the age of 21. I had my initial first business was a restaurant and catering company, which I run for 5 years. Over that time, I've had multiple businesses. I've been in network marketing. I've done other bits and pieces, and now I've been in partnership with Grace for about 4 years. We have been running Mistress Connect, which was originally an events management company, but has evolved to what we love doing at the moment, which is a business growth agency, where we really serve and work with entrepreneurs. So we do that online. which is great because we get to connect with entrepreneurs all over the world. And we also do a lot of offline. So we do teaching at local universities around entrepreneurship, and we run our own events as well. So love what we do. Just to give you a bit of the background of who I am.
And who am I? So Charlotte and I, we are business partners and we are besties as well, which does help the relationship. You know, and like all best friends, etc. You know, we have our ups and downs, but we make it work because we are both on a journey together, and we're both striving for the same goals and have those heightened ambitions. So, like Charlotte said, I'm a business coach too, a mentor and a business owner. I've got, in terms of actual in-business experience, I've got a fewer years than Charlotte, because Charlotte started at the grand age of 21. So I've had about 6 years actual in-business experience. And that's when Charlotte and I joined our first business partnership in 2013. I also have an MBA in business management. It's not something that I shout about, you know, all the time from the rooftops, but I'm proud of my MBA. It did give me that theoretical experience in terms of business management and also finance. And also I work as a project manager in my 9 to 5. So like Charlotte said, there is no real excuse about time because, you know, we have lots of things going on in what we do, but we still are making that time in our lives to go ahead and to start and grow our businesses as well. So brilliant. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Anushka. Really impressive. Well, we do try, Anushka. What can I say? So that's me and Charlotte, and then together we are, as you know, we're the co-founders of Mistress Connect. And I did allude to it earlier that our business partnership started in 2013 when we started in our events management company. So we were both in demanding corporate jobs. We know that we wanted to do something whereby we were fulfilling our passion, doing something that we truly love to do. So we started off our first business partnership, and things were going well. You know, our business grew exponentially just by word of mouth. We were getting referrals upon referrals, doing everything from your corporate networking events to your social events, from weddings to even weekenders away to Turkey. You know, we were just doing it and loving it. But it soon came to a point whereby we realized that we didn't have the fruitful connections. Because we were still in our full-time demanding corporate jobs, which were at the time, I would say, exhausting most of our time, sometimes we came to a point whereby we had to outsource some of our work because demand was starting to outgrow our time at that point. So we were outsourcing our work to people that we didn't readily know, but they looked good on Uncle Google. They were coming up with those, you know, 5-star ratings, etc. And we were let down big time, guys. Not once, not twice, but I would say at least 4 times. Just crazy. One of the worst times that Charlotte and I always recall was when we had a wedding, a client who had instructed us to deliver a wedding. And one of our contractors turned up a whopping 4 hours late. Ouch, guys. You can imagine how much that burnt and how much that really left Charlotte and I, you know, almost with pie on our face. We just wanted the ground just to open up and swallow us up. So we realized at that point that, you know, we needed to build fruitful, trustful referral networks. And that's how things have evolved, whereby we've now got Mistress Connect. You see that connect there? Connections are very big in what we do. We like to link people up, connect them with the right people, and connect them on the right path as well. So everything we do in terms of this new business growth agency, connections is at the heart of it. And, you know, you can see from these pictures here that Charlotte and I, we absolutely love what we do. We love the people that we meet. We love the work that we do. And this is what we truly call our light work.
Absolutely, as Gracious mentioned, and if some of you aren't there yet, and it's totally possible, we're now at a place where we actually do the work that we love. As we've said, we evolved from events management to Mistress Connect because this is where we felt truly called, and we turn it into creating as just as good income as we did when we had our events management company. So we're now creating a life that we truly desire, and that's totally possible for every single one of you here on tonight's webinar.
Yeah, and now we actually have, because we've mastered ourselves around our time, and we've let go of all those excuses about we don't have enough time. How are we going to fit this in? We're so tired. There's not enough time in the day. Yes, we had all of those excuses that you've probably caught yourself saying quite a few times, even this week. But now we have that time to spend with those close to us. And we are enjoying various experiences as we're growing, as we're meeting new people, as we're expanding our operations. You know, we're at a time now whereby we are scaling incrementally what we're doing. And that's why in this live online training, we want to share what exactly we're doing to help you get to this point as well.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, we have a mantra, an hour a day to make an extra 1K and beyond. Why 1K? So in the online space, there's so much talk about, you know, the 10K months, the 20K months, which is absolutely amazing and fine and totally achievable. However, when you are just starting at the beginning, sometimes that jump can seem so far, it can seem impossible and out of reach. And sometimes that can get to that overwhelm. So what we have decided to work with our clients, a lot of the clients at the beginning stages, is to get to just that first milestone. Because guys, when you make your first 1K, you can make your second 1K, your third, your fourth, your fifth, all the way up to 10 or 20, however much you want, because basically it's just the same principles and becoming who you need to be. So that's why we start with the getting initial 1K additional a month and then moving from there and beyond. So I hope that makes sense. So what I would love to do, guys, all of you now, is just think about those of you at the earlier stages of your journey. What would an extra 1K per month mean for you right now? What could it do for you? So yes, an extra 5K, 10K is amazing. But if you are not making anything in your business, think about what 1K could do. It could perhaps pay off those additional bills. It could, is some people's, it can replace your income. You know, it could help you get in additional team members to expand. So I want you guys just to start to vision what an extra 1K plus could do for you and your business right now. And I also want you to know that it's totally achievable. So £1,000 a month would help you leap from your 9 to 5 to dedicate. I've just seen Anushka's comment just pop up as well. Absolutely. So Rebecca said she could start to outsource. Monica said reinvest in the business to raise publicity. Absolutely. And that's all about just scaling. And then it's doing the same thing again to increase that. Arisha said it would help her, it would help me do things quicker as well and not have to wait for a paycheck. Absolutely. And we're building businesses so we can start to live on our own terms as well. Monica said get the team. So absolutely amazing answers, and I'm glad you guys are thinking about it and knowing that it's within your reach, literally at your fingertips.
Most definitely. Some really good responses there about that extra 1K. You know, and these are things that are, like Charlotte said, so easily in your reach, guys. So let's see how we can help you do that. So how does that sound? Does that sound good? If it sounds good, in the chat, I want you to write, hell yeah, and then we can get going. So this is where we start to really break down the crux of today's training. Hell yeah. Thank you, Risha. Anushka, hell yeah. Come on, guys. I want to see all those hell yes, and then we can really start to wrap this up. Oh, yes, Marvel. Hell yeah. That's it. Fabulous. So, hell yeah. Excellent. So let's move to the next slide. We've tried and tested what works and doesn't work for both of us and our clients as well, because it's all about taking the different experiences. We put things out there. Like I said in the beginning, we've tweaked, we've pivoted, you know, some things that we've even had to, you know, draw back, scale back, you know, because of the nature of it. It might have been slightly overwhelming. for our clients. So we've really started to relook at everything, because that's what being an entrepreneur in business is all about. It's all about moving forward, trying, testing, this work, this doesn't work, reviewing, and then, you know, if you have to tweak and pivot so that you get the right formula that works for you. So we've done this when it comes to growing a business, specifically alongside employment, for the last few years. So this just shows that we know what we're talking about, and we're at a place whereby we've got a formula in place that works for us and is working for our clients as well.
Yeah, so we're going to start to go on to the 6 principles. So one of the secrets to consistent income, which is what we all want, guys, we want our business to be at a point where we're continuously getting in that income so it can be stable. And I know a lot of you guys are probably not focusing on right now. So that is step 1. It's all about the money magic. I'm going to break this down further for you, but basically it's ensuring that you guys are crystal clear on how you're bringing in the money, deciding on what products or services to sell. And it can be all great, you know, you've got this business idea, you may say perhaps you're a health coach, I'm going to sell health coach packages, but you need to break it down, like what is the outcomes of these packages going to be, what are the particular services, what is going to be the price point that your clients are going to have. Getting very, very clear on your pricing strategy, having an entry point to your products and services, having a middle tier, having a higher ticket. So making sure that you guys know that you're in business to make money, absolutely to be doing something you love, but you need to understand where the money's coming from, how many clients you need to speak to, how many people you need to convert, because then this is going to take the pressure off you. And we don't want any of you falling out of love with your business. So when we're talking and looking at the money magic aspect, principle number 1, you need to start to think about, once you've got your pricing strategy on point, you understand what it is you're delivering to your client, what problem is you're solving, then you want to start to think about what many of you would have probably heard is your sales funnel. And basically just understanding how consumers, potential clients, cold customers, warm customers are going to come into your funnel of your business and then convert themselves to become paying customers. So just think of it like the funnel that you have in your kitchen, perhaps if you're measuring things, thinking about you've got all these people swarming around up the top where it's bigger. How are they going to start to come into your world, into your brand, and into your business, experience that amazingness of what you have, and seek themselves through your value ladder? And when we talk about value ladder, as I alluded to earlier, it's about thinking about point A, point B, point C. What is your low tier? What's your medium? What's your high tier? And what are the transformations they're going to experience when they encompass your brand and your business? And then also in terms of money magic, we need to look at developing your brand personality. So by this, many of you guys will have had your business, you've got your idea, logos, and it goes far beyond logos, but what does your brand encompass? You'll see Grace and I have gone through a little bit of rebranding recently. Many of you have seen our new artwork, our images. Grace and I's brand personality, like people refer to us now as a dynamic duo, because we bounce off each other's energy and we're at a state that we absolutely love what you do. What is it that your brand conveys? Is it fun? Is it practical? Are you about strategy? Grace and I both come from a corporate project management background, so strategy is a big implementation in what we do, what we teach. And our brand personality, if you look at us on Instagram, you'll look at us on Facebook, if you're in our community or a group, or you'll come to one of our workshops, you'll see our brand personality is the same. We'll have fun, we'll have strategy, we'll talk to you about the mindset, and it's consistent across all the platforms. If you've watched any of our Sofa Talks, you'll see it's the same sort of vibe. We teach, but we always teach from a place of where we've been before. We bring in our personal stories, because nothing that we teach isn't something that we haven't done ourselves. So think about your brand personality, and this is part of your money magic strategy. Like, how are you going to be wowing and dazzling to secure your first clients? I remember earlier on in the webinar tonight, many of you said you want to get your first client. They need to be sure that them investing in you and paying you for your products or services, they're going to get what they believe they signed up for. So you need to think about how are you wowing them. As I just said, being consistent across all your platforms. So if someone, you know, some people really do their research, they're going to go and check your LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, or look at reviews or testimonials. What are they seeing? Are they seeing a consistent message? Are they seeing that same clarity? Are they understanding that you are going to be the people that's going to solve their problems? So I want you to think about that. And when you guys do get your first client, how are you going to over dazzle them, which is so important, because you've worked your way of getting your clients through the funnel system. They've gone down, they've said they committed, they're going to pay for you. Now's your chance to dazzle them. And this is why how you end up retaining clients, and clients will come back as well. So this is all part of the money magic. If there's any questions, that's step number 1 as we go through. Please do feel free to put them in the chat box as well.
Step number 2 is all about connections. Connections is so important in business, because number 1, having a business, you've put something out there, like Charlotte said, you've got your product or service, so your assets that you're putting out there, and then you've got no one to sell it to. You've got no audience. There's no one that you know, and having connections doesn't just stop at clients as well. It's also having other people to build alongside, people that you may work with, such as a virtual assistant, a graphic designer, a website designer. Having people out there that you can just readily bring into your networks that can help you to become an efficient, successful business, so then you can go out there and sell on to your ideal customer, your ideal audience. This is what it's all about. So step number 2 is all about, because of the very nature of connections, because that's essentially, it's going to be the lifeblood of your business. Without clients to sell to, you don't really have much of a business. So it's how can you grow and develop connections every day? And it's about the right connections. So this starts with, especially in the online space, you may have heard of the know, like, trust factor. It's showing up, getting people to know you, getting people to like you. And once you've nailed those 2, then that's where a transactional relationship, as I like to say, can take place, because people feel that they can then trust you. They're happy to part with their money because they've seen that you know what you're talking about. Something resonates, you know, when you're speaking, just the message is really clear and honing in, and it's resonating well with them. And that's why they're happy to follow you or actually pay from you, purchase something for you. And linked to this, very importantly, especially now that we're in 2019, is that we need to start list building. So as we're growing connections, we need to find a way, as part of the funnel that Charlotte talked about, how can we get them onto an email list? Now, I say this, and it's very important, because a lot of coaches or business owners out there, yes, they're doing very well, exponentially well on social media. They're crushing it. They've got millions and millions of followers on Instagram and Facebook. They're doing Facebook Lives left, right, and center. But just imagine, and I'm not saying it's going to happen anytime soon or at all, but just imagine if Facebook or Instagram were to crash, and they were going to soon become the thing of the past, just like some of the other social media platforms, such as MySpace. Do you remember MySpace and some of the other ones? I'm not actually sure if MySpace is still going, but you know, just think about if Facebook or Instagram became those forgotten social media platforms of the past. You know, where would you be if you built all your connections on there? So that's why you need to start looking at an email list, building an email list. That's going to be golden in 2019 plus, because we don't own Facebook, we don't own Instagram, but we own our email list. We're able to get people onto our email list. We're able to download their contacts. In the UK, we've got all this GDPR, so people have opted in, double opted in. So they've actually said, yeah, we want to hear from you. So if you are starting out, thinking of building, growing an online business, you're doing it on social media, Facebook, Instagram, please do start building an email list alongside. That is so, so important. Also, the power of association. So like I was saying, there's going to be other players within your network. So you're going to have people that you're building alongside, which Charlotte and I call co-builders. So these could be people that have maybe started out on the same journey as you, maybe at the same level as you, and you can readily start to work with each other, maybe even share each other's networks. You're doing a specific thing here, and they're doing something else here. So you can share networks on that sort of level. Also, having others like graphic designers, accountants, VAs, you need to start building a team. You need to start connecting yourself with the right people. Also, under power of association is mentors or coaches, people that have been there, done it, and got the t-shirt. They may well be a few steps ahead of you, but at least they've got a formula that's working for them. And you want to get to that point whereby you can apply some of their techniques to get the right formula that can work for you. And, you know, even when you're growing your networks in those early stages, you can lean on these people to help you. They can come into your network. They can teach the people that you're teaching as well, so that they can in turn grow and get to that next level. So it's all about being associated with others. And Charlotte and I, when we connect with new people, our clients or our co-builders or mentors and coaches, we call this our golden circle, our circle of gold, sorry. And these are people that we trust. We can easily refer their services. They're happy to refer our services. And it is just a very strong network that we're growing. And, you know, looking at all of your situations now, start to think about the different players you can start to introduce into your business model and how they can help leverage what you're doing, whether it be your time or your money. Create your lead magnets. Lead magnets are so, so important. So when starting out, not many people out there are going to readily know about you. Yes, your friends and family, they're going to follow you, they're going to support you. But you need to start getting your ideal audience to know the value that you have, to know just how credible, how much authority you actually have in your industry. And lead magnets are great ways of doing this. Now, lead magnets they're more or less free. So they're free pieces of items, whether they be a free PDF checklist, they could be a Facebook Live, they could be a blog, something that just showcases your expert knowledge. And the idea is that you need to put it out there. You need to get into the right groups on Facebook. You can do a lot of targeting. So go to the right groups where you know your ideal client is hanging out, and start to post these lead magnets. You know, just say, for example, I've just created my first ever blog. My blog is on XXX, maybe 10 explosive ways to, for example, launch your business in your lunch hour or something similar to what Charlotte and I have. And then you can start to see the traction from there as people start to see your content, see that you're very knowledgeable in what you do, and actually apply some of the actions that you've illustrated within your lead magnet. And it actually helps them with some sort of transformation, no matter how small. They're going to want to move up the value ladder with you and see what else have you got? What more value can you give them as well? So your lead magnet essentially acts as that first entry point so that people can actually get to know what you're all about. Also, on the theme on topic of connections, connect with old and existing customers on a regular basis. Now, when starting out in business, this is something that I've seen time and time again, whereby somebody, a coach maybe, for example, is ready to launch a new product or service. They put it out there and they're just focusing on getting new people into their funnel. But they've forgotten about the past people that have maybe downloaded one of their lead magnets, and actually given them their email address to get onto their email list, or has actually purchased something from them in the past, no matter what the cost is. It's those people that you've already managed to build up that know, like, and trust factor. So why is it that you're forgetting about them? These people are integral because it's all about moving them up the value ladder, like I said before, so that you can move them to the next point of sale, whereby if you've introduced something else, they will be more than happy to purchase that because they already know what you're about. They already like what you do. And then lastly, 90% of sales comes from follow-up or automations. Because like I said, you've already warmed up the audience. You know, you've hotted them up. They know what you're about. They know that the value that you place in terms of your business, your product or service. So they'll be more than likely to buy from you again. And with that in mind, you can start to automate some of what you do so that as when you put out things, you can take people on a journey with you so they're able to buy at this point and move up the ladder to buy at a next point as well.
Yep, so we are about halfway through now of our 6 simple steps, and we're on to step number 3, which is all about visibility. Now, the thing is, many of you will have the most amazing products or services, but the thing is, if no one knows about you, how on earth can they buy? And it's very important that we have strategic steps to ensure that we're visible, that our people, our tribe, who know about us and want us, know that we have got these products and services to solve their solutions, and also know how and where to buy. You'd be amazed at how many people have got these products programs sitting there that amazing, they can transform lives, but no one knows how to buy and no one knows where they are. So you want to start to create content. And the thing I want to talk about here is sometimes visibility is one of the hardest steps when you're on your entrepreneur journey and you're starting, because it means you have to show up. You have to show up for yourself, you have to show up for your business, and you have to show up for your potential clients. And this has to be done on a daily basis. So in creating an online business, it's all about where content is king. So you want to start creating content, as Grace has just said before. A lead magnet is one way of content, but there's so many other aspects, and you do what feels right and authentic to you and what you think your potential clients or customers are going to want to consume most. So create content and start to put it out there on a daily basis and get visible. The thing is, you all have a voice and a message to share, but people need to be able to see it, read it, hear it, you know, even smell it if it's food, whatever it may be. Your voice needs to be out there in the world, and you need to get your message shared out there. And I do know that often limiting beliefs can actually find a real place in stopping you getting visible, but until you get visible, your business will not be able to grow or expand. So one of the ways you can start to get yourself out there is, some of you will find this daunting, but look at where there are local speaking opportunities, for instance. And you know, you don't have to go and speak in massive grand venues at the start. You can just search on Eventbrite, Meetup, all of those things, and speak to local organisers of events, meetups, and just say, do you need someone to come and help speak about this expertise? The thing is, every one of you in your business and your area, you are an expertise because you know more than what someone starting out does. So you have to get that limiting belief out of your head, and you have to start getting your voice out there and sharing. So simply go on these sites, and these people who are running these organizations or running these events are always looking for more content, for more people to bring variation. So you will be doing them a favor when you approach them and say, you know, I'm here, I'm an expert in X, Y, and Z, and I'd love to come and share with your audience. This is part of getting you visible. Another great way, again, is podcasts and Facebook Lives with people who have their own community channels or, you know, Facebook community channels as well. And guys, it can seem daunting, but the more you do it, is the more your confidence level raises. And as I said, these people are absolutely waiting for people to come to them so that they can fill their content calendar. They're looking for variation. They don't want the same people on all the time. So this is part of your visibility plan online, and it's going to help you reach whole new audiences and dynamics. And again, it's going to help increase your following and your audience and your potential customer base as well. So what we want to talk to you about now, as we are looking at principle number 3, which is all about your visibility, is at the beginning, I know we're saying it be diverse, but don't overwhelm yourself. pick one main platform where your ideal audience are, and think to yourself, I'm going to master this platform, I'm going to conquer it, I'm going to go all in. People are going to see me here, there, they're going to know about my content. I am going to be the king or queen of this area, and double down on that platform. When you've mastered that platform, because they all do work in different variations, they have a different way of communication. You know, Instagram is more about, you know, the significance of what people want, the high vibe looking sort of feed where you put on. You know, Facebook is much more interactional, is more conversational. LinkedIn is much more business. Whatever you're using, you need to be able to speak the way that platform is designed to cater and communicate with their audience. So pick one, master it, and go all in and get yourself visible on all the different forms. Remember, these platforms have billions of users. You only need perhaps maybe 20, 30 to be at your ideal. Not even that, actually. Sometimes when we're looking at specifically the 1K income goal, you only probably need a few clients to be getting there out of all the billions of people using those platforms. And what that comes down to is just you getting yourself visible, and that's how your business is going to progress, and you're going to reach that first milestone of 1K.
Step number 4, the sales funnel. Now, most of you listening today are probably all about building a passive income. Now, by passive income, I mean something other than yourself to sell. So you've got an asset. Like Charlotte said, whether it be a product or service, it could be something, it's more or less something digitally based, something online other than yourself. It's fine if you want to do one-to-one, and a sales funnel can work perfectly for a one-to-one service. But if you want that passive, that residual income, you need to be looking at an asset, a product or service to sell. And it's something that you'll be able to sell multiple times without having to build it again. It's there. You launch it, you put it out there, a bit like Monique's got her e-commerce service, so people can readily be magnetized to this site and buy this particular product over and over again. That's what a lot of us are striving to have that residual income coming through. And how this can work effectively, in the beginning, remember, most of us are still in the 9 to 5, the JOB. So you need to start focusing on automation. Automation is king here. This is the perfect way that you can start to leverage your time, because when starting out in business, essentially we are our business. Our business is us. Everything relies on us. So we need to find great and efficient ways to start leveraging our time so we can start to leverage our money. That is the simple formula. And we can start to do this by looking at ready softwares or platforms already out there. For example, if you're looking or are in the coaching industry, you may want to look at online calendars for booking in discovery calls. Also, there's other brilliant platforms such as email. So email customer CRM systems, customer relationship management systems, so that you can start to schedule emails to go out at a certain time to a certain segment of audiences that have come through to your email software through a lead magnet for your funnel or something. Also, you can automate your Facebook posts as well, in Instagram posts, so that they can go out at a scheduled time, on a scheduled date. There's so many things that you can start to automate whilst you are still in your 9 to 5, so that when you're at your desk typing away, you know, maybe you're working on a report that needs to come in at the end of the day, your business can still run without you. You can still get those PayPal notifications, ding, 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 coming through. That is the optimum place where we would all love to be at. And it is so in reach. So you want that additional income, right? That additional income is waiting for you, and it's all linked to having that email list. Like I was saying in the beginning, if social media was to just, something was to happen to it, you've got that golden email list as your backup. You can still connect with your audience, you can still give value to your audience, and you can still sell to your audience. These are people that you've readily warmed up, and they're happy to keep on receiving emails from you. Also, whilst in the early stages of building a business, start to gather that social proof by way of testimonials. Now, when Charlotte and I started out, we had a few paying clients, but we also did a lot of beta tested programs whereby we got people on at a reduced price to trial out our service or our product that we put out there in return for a testimonial, so that people will be walked through a particular journey. They will start off at point A and actually go through a transformation to get to point B. And they were more than willing to give us a testimonial because we'd actually got them further than where they had been at the very beginning when they had started. And you will find that people will be more than happy to do this. It's just about reaching out to the right people. When starting out, you may want to try your family and friends. They're great in the beginning, but ideally you want to start connecting with people that you actually want to be serving in the future. They actually fit the criteria of your ideal clients or your ideal audience. These are the people that you want to bring into your product or service and actually help them create that transformation. And start to gather that up and start to post it out there so people can see, my gosh, yes, she's done this. She helped this woman who was in exactly the same situation as I was. And now she's at this point whereby, for example, she's making money, or she's, become a brilliant personal trainer, or she's lost, how much weight. She's actually experienced that transformation. So more people will want to buy from you once they see that proof.
So we're on to principle number 5. It's all about monitoring. Now, the reality is that most entrepreneurs who have limited time in building a business, they often miss this step out. However, it's so vitally important because you need to be able to assess what data and understand what numbers you're working with in order for you to move forward and progress with your business. So, for instance, it's really important that you understand how many, say you're trying to convert a certain amount of number of people via calls, how many prospects do you need to speak with per week? Do you have these numbers in place? Because if you don't, then what are you going to be able to monitor? You're not going to be able to understand in terms of your visibility strategy, what's working, what's bringing in these prospects, or in terms of your funnel, or in terms of your connections. You need to understand what it is you're working towards on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and then you can tweak your plans around it as well. You also, as we said, you want to be creating regular weekly, monthly and quarterly goals. The big thing that Grace and I do emphasize is here, because I know you'll all be aware of goal setting, is that it's important that you connect with the goals that are going to be part of your business growth strategy. And by connecting with them, I mean making them mean something. All too often, and we've done this so many times in the past, we've set this goal and we've probably not gone all in and we've missed it. But a lot of the times why we don't go all in is because these goals don't mean anything to us. They don't resonate with us inside. So when we teach you and talk to you about setting goals, make them personal. For instance, if, for instance, that extra 1K a month you want with this goal, what would that 1K mean to you? For instance, would it mean that perhaps you could pay off that extra £500 on a credit card debt? Would it mean that you could afford to bring your family away for the weekend or something? So when you're setting your weekly, monthly and quarterly goals, connect them to something that's personal to you, that's actually going to encourage you to go all in. And then you want to work on principle number 5, which is about monitoring them as well. I hope that makes sense. You're going to need to monitor your growth and your finances, particularly on a weekly basis at least, guys. It's very important. Grace and I talk about having your date with money, and it becomes part of your growth as an entrepreneur around your money mindset as well. So start to implement that, put that in your calendar. We talked about calendars in your business a little bit earlier. Make this part of your weekly, monthly growth strategy as well. Then you're going to need to set aside time. So Grace and I do this on a weekly basis. We meet on a Saturday and evaluate if you need to tweak or pivot some of the strategies we've talked about prior to this one. And then there's no shame in doing so. If you've put some time and effort, you've gone all in, and it's not perhaps working, you're not maybe getting your ideal clients or customers, look at it. But you only are going to be able to assess if you need to tweak or pivot if you have data to monitor, and if you've taken the time to monitor your business as well. And you can be so passionate about what you're doing that you forget this step, but it's vitally important for your growth in business.
So step number 6, last but not by no means least, we're going to be talking all about power hours. Now, everything that Charlotte and I teach is to help you to avoid the overwhelm and also to avoid procrastination. This is something that, yes, we used to be victims of as well. You know, working a 9 to 5, it ain't easy by no means, especially if you've got family and other commitments. The commute as well, you know, all thrown into the mix. By the time you come home, the last thing that you maybe wanted to do is to get on the phones or to deliver some online trainings and do some sort of activity that's going to grow your business. But there is a way, guys, and this is a great way that works for Charlotte and I as well, because we have power hours. We call it our golden power hours. So you need to start to look at how much time you actually have per day in order to dedicate to your business. So it's all about having that dedicated focus. Whether you have a bit of time in the morning or a bit of time in the evening, you need to pan out where exactly you have those spare hours in the day. And you know what I'm saying? You all do have those spare hours. Once you start to add it up, some of you may find that you've got 7 or 8 hours spare in your day, which were just dead hours where you were doing nothing, whether it's a 1 hour, 2 hour commute. Maybe you can wake up a bit early. For example, if you wake up 7 a.m., maybe you can wake up 6, so you've got an extra hour there. And also when it comes to the evening as well, maybe going to bed a little bit later. And then once you start to add it up, you've easily got 7 or 8 hours that you could do something dedicated to your business. And by dedicated to your business, we're talking about income generating activities. Activities are actually going to start earning you money. And that, as we said before, is all about focusing on connections, putting something out there, getting people onto your email list, so putting your lead magnet out there, doing something that's actually going to help you to nurture the relationship and then lead you down a path whereby you can actually start to promote something to your ideal client, ideal audience, so that they buy. So it's all about creating a simple time management plan, managing yourself around your time as well. In these power hours, for example, if I was to wake up 6 o'clock, I've got that hour between 6 and 7, and then coming home after I've cooked the dinner, done a few bits around the house, then before I settle down for bed, maybe I've got between 8:30 to 9:30 again. So I've got those 2 solid hours. And then you can start to map out the exact activities that you want to be doing in those hours. Because I know, you know, sometimes you can lose your focus, something can crop in. Social media is such a beast. It can really exhaust your time if you're not careful. So it's all about having that ready plan of action, ideally from the day before. Charlotte and I always set our plan of action on Sundays so that we can steadily tick it off as the days of the week go by. And start to schedule alerts. Charlotte and I, we use Google Calendar. We've all probably got Google Calendar on our mobile devices, you know, whether it's an iOS or Android device. Schedule this in, have some alerts. Say to yourself, 6 o'clock, right, I need to get up, I need to get onto the laptop, and I need to start talking to people, start putting out a post out there, do a Facebook Live. You know, there's so much that you can be doing in these golden power hours. But having that scheduled in your diary just means that there's more of a committance to actually doing these particular tasks and activities. And you know exactly what you're doing. So you've got that clarity and nothing else can sway you within that particular hour. And like I was saying before, focus your time on income generating activities. There's so many people I know that faff around exhausting their days, weeks on things like a logo. You know, you can create logos so simply on tools such as canva.com. canva.com. Excellent. Charlotte and I use it for everything. We even made this presentation on Canva. It's such a great tool. Other things such as they're in on Facebook, and there's some statistics about how much time people spend on Facebook, and they don't actually know what they're doing on Facebook. It's like they're scrolling through posts, they're liking this, liking that. This is just dead time. You're not actually doing something. You need to be quite targeted. Hang out in the groups, like I was saying before, where you know your ideal client, ideal audience is. Show up, add value, chime in on a conversation that is within your particular industry area. Show off your expertise. These are all things that in the long run is going to help people's eyes widen or their ears prick up and think, oh my gosh, yes, this person actually knows what they're talking about. Start being very, very strategic on social media, especially Facebook, searching under keywords under your particular industry so that you can start to see conversations. Maybe somebody's put out there looking for a graphic designer. You can actually type that in the Facebook search bar. So it can bring up all the different conversations, whether it's people that you're connected to or their friends of friends, so that you can chime in and say, yes, I'm a graphic designer. Check out my website, and these are my prices, and start to nurture that relationship. So it is possible for you to, if you apply these 6 simple steps and see how simple in nature they are. They're not exhaustive. They're easily done, but it's all about having that focus and direction when doing so. So, we are going to recap the steps in a bit, but we would definitely take a guess that what you're doing right now isn't working for you. So some of what we've talked about is probably quite new to you in nature. And like Charlotte and I have said, and we reiterate, these are our proven techniques and strategies that work for us. We apply it on a daily basis, make sure that we're connecting to the right people. And that's how we start to magnetize great people like yourselves into our network so that we can start to help you move from where you are now to where you want to be.
So after hearing tonight's steps, let me know who needs support. Do put in the chat box. And as I said, or as Grace has just said, you're probably here because right now what you're doing isn't working or bringing the results that you want. And we've gone through a lot today, and some of it might be like, oh my gosh, this is so much to go through. But it is 6 simple steps. And to recap, it is money magic. We talked about that in the beginning. That's where I led. Then Grace talks about connections, the power of association, really growing your network. Then we talked about visibility, and I saw a comment pop up from Nadine, which was absolutely great. She said, since working with us, she's been so much more visible. She's now reaching people in with networks with thousands and thousands, podcasts, interviews, magazines, the whole lot. Very important that you guys come out of obscurity and you make your voice heard. Then we've talked about sales funnel. How are you going to get your customers to go from, completely cold, not knowing who the hell you are, to absolutely loving, adoring you and wanting to purchase from you time and time again. And then we talked about monitoring. If you don't know the stats and the data for your business, you can't effectively know what's working, what you should spend more time on, and what you shouldn't. So monitoring your progress, your numbers, your business. And more importantly, because many of you do have a limited amount of time, we talked about the importance of power hours. I saw a comment come from Laura quickly, and she talks about, should she have to wake up an extra hour earlier, to do her morning routine. And your power hours, absolutely, Grace and I talk about being bespoke for you. Your business should be working for you. So your power hours could be, if you can get up an extra hour earlier, you slot it in there. It could be midday, it could be in the commute, it could be in the evening. But where you've chosen it to be, however you work best, you must schedule that power hour in. Be committed to showing up daily and delivering on your business, and use your phones. My power hour is scheduled in my phone. I have my power hour for myself, where I wake up from 5 to 6, and then I'll get all the school run stuff done. Then in the mid-morning, I will do from 10:45 to 11:45. That power hour is focused completely on lead generation, and then I'll have other points around the day, perhaps in the evening, where I will do other bits and pieces. But have it blocked out in your calendar and be committed to showing up. These are 6 simple proven steps that we use and our clients use. And guys, they will transform your business if you start to get strategic with this, as we've talked about tonight. Now, for those of you at the beginning of the webinar, we did talk about we have something that can support and help you. And we are introducing Evolution Academy 2.0. This is our new program. And tonight you guys have been privy to hearing the launch of it. And it is there to really, really support you evolve into that entrepreneur, have that business and vision you so desire to have. And we have put so much into this. This program has evolved. It's evolved over the last year and a half. We've had many different students, and we've taken what's worked, what hasn't worked, and we really know what can elevate you from where you are, that point A, moving towards point B. So excited to share this with you tonight. And with Evolution Academy, what we do is we teach through our 4-part framework, 6-part framework for success, 4-part framework for success, which we teach our clients. And the first is all about making sure that you guys have that stable business, you have the right foundations, you understand things about your ideal client, your business model, your time strategy, your automation and tech, which can sometimes seem so daunting, but absolutely fundamental. And we go through with Evolution Academy, we go through our 4-part framework for success. But what we do is we strip away the complication that can be in the online world when you're building your online business. And we bring it back to simple, a big motto of Grace and I. And we ensure that each month you have one key area to focus on, because we know you're all busy, but you want to see progress and you need some support into bringing all this stuff together. Because for many of you, this is a new world, bringing your business together in the online realm. And you deserve to have the clients and the income, but sometimes you just need a bit of support and structure. So we go through all our principles. The second one is all about developing your entrepreneurship. You know, you can have all the information in the world, but without integrating it and getting that transformation, things will not change. So your mindset and understanding who you are as a leader in your business, in your field, in your industry, you know, working on things like your money mindset, your credibility, your confidence to feel that you are an authority in your industry, understanding all the things that have happened to you before, your past, that has happened for you to enable you to be equipped to run this business, serve your clients. We talk about this in principle number 2, which is developing your entrepreneurship. And then we go through principle number 3, which is your strategic relationships. Grace and I talked about everything. You cannot build an island or a business by yourself. It's all about being strategic with the people you have around you, your inner, your outer circle. And as part of our members of Evolution Academy, you'll get access to all the people that we work with, that we will refer you, be your first point of contact, and who we're going to refer you to. We'll work on your lead generation, exploding your network, looking at things where you can bring additional income into your business and your pot of money in terms of affiliates and partnerships. And that's what we work on in strategic relationships, principle number 3. And then we have principle number 4, which I know some of you guys talked about at the beginning, is building a scalable business, because we want you guys to have these businesses that's going to serve you to create the lifestyle that you want. And this is going to help you to be able to really get to that community of more than not just one-to-one, but one-to-many. So we look at sales funnels in detail, and I know this is sometimes so daunting to you guys. We look at your pricing structure, your leadership, your social media, your email list building. We take all the complication and we break it down within Evolution Academy. We're so excited about this program because it's something we wish we'd had when we started. It's at a super affordable price of just £47 for our founding new members a month, and it is valued at £97. But we want to ensure that everyone can say yes to themselves, and it is literally a no-brainer, and that you guys can start to see the progress you want in 2019. We're literally in March already, the 3rd month of the year, so it's absolutely that time to make that change and start to get the support that you need. So yes, we kick off the 7th of March. You guys get exclusive membership. So you guys,
very excited, like Charlotte's saying. So Yes, you get exclusive online membership. And like Charlotte's just gone through, we will take you through our 4-part principle proven success system. This is something that Charlotte and I have tried and tested over the last 2 years that we've been doing this. And we will actually be teaching you exactly the formula that is working for us. And you can start to apply and integrate into your model as well. And you get to hang out with us. You get to hang out with us and also the people that we hang out with as well, our coaches, our mentors, and other people that are in our network as well, as we have guest speakers coming in. There'll also be live group coaching each month where you can jump on. We could do a live Q&A and you can ask your questions. And Charlotte and I will be on the hot seat, more than ready to answer your questions tailored to your specific situation. You'll also get that bespoke action plan and profit plan. This is something which is going to act as the base or the formula for your own business model. It's going to look at your vision. It's going to take into account your audience profile, your brand value, the different marketing channels that you want to double down on, and also start to look at your pricing strategy and your costs as well. So it's going to take all the mechanics that a business model has and breaks it down in a very visible and clear manner that works for you around your time as well. And you'll also be in a private Facebook group whereby you can bounce off with other people who are equally growing their business alongside you. So we've got all of this fabulous stuff going on, and we've got added bonuses. So if you sign up within the next 48 hours, you will get a business strategy session with both Charlotte and myself, which is valued at £150. And you'll also get our 9 to 5 exit plan guide. So this is something that we've put together. We've spoken to the best of the best in the industry, using our own experiences, and we've put together this fantastic guide just for you. So you get all of this and on top this as well. So like Charlotte was saying, it's an absolute no-brainer. So if you sign up then over the next 48 hours, the price that we'll lock you in at is £47. Like Charlotte said, it's normally valued at £97. Now this is a membership, so it'll be £47 per month. For clients that we've worked with before, so our loyal customers that want to come back and want to have a little refresh and do this again, you will get this at £29 a month, okay? Founding members at this price will be grandfathered in for life, so you'll be locked in. So even if we were to raise our price, you will be locked in at what we've said just here. So in order to join up, the link is at the bottom, so it's just simply bit.ly/Evolution Academy membership, okay? bit.ly/Evolution Academy membership. We would love to have you all join us inside. Like we said in the beginning, also a few moments ago, we kick off on the 7th of March. That's a Thursday. And Charlotte and I and some of our other customers, clients that have worked with us before, they know that when we launch, we have our fantastic online launch party, and we want to see you all at this online launch party because we always do it big. We love a good celebration, Charlotte and myself. So that's it, guys. That wraps up today's online training. And now we are going to stop the recording and answer any questions that you may have. Okay, so just bear with me.